Hello, it's Dan here, physio from PT Kids. I hope you're doing well and you're enjoying your home workouts. We've put together in this video some instructional exercises to help you and your little one work on sit to stand and standing skills. So I hope you find it useful. If you need to adapt things as we go along to your child, feel free to do that. This is not prescriptive. The idea is to give you some hints and tips on things that you can practice at home. Don't forget to ask your physio for some specific advice to your child, but hopefully this will give you a few hints and tips on how to keep working on your developmental skills at home whilst we've all got to stay there at the minute. So I have Dolly to help me, and my Dolly's a little bit little for standing up to my chair, but hopefully you'll get the gist of what I'm trying to describe to you. I did try and Google and look up life-size dollies, but ended up finding all kinds of things. So I'll just stick with this one. So for our standing program, we're going to mostly do standing up to the sofa. So we're going to get all of our toys and things Dolly's interested in and put them up high and a little bit out the way. So our dollies tend to have longer arms than what we anticipate, so when they come up to standing, I want the toys not right on the edge but a little bit further back, so they sort of have to reach and come up to see them. We've got our little book to try and entertain my Dolly today. So we're going to start off with Dolly sat on my knee, and we're going to get knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Okay. If your child has boots or splints or orthotics, I would advise that you wear them to do your standing exercises, because it's going to help give Dolly a really good grounding and really good contact with the floor. Okay, the ideal seating position that we're looking at when Dolly's sat on our knee is knees and hips at 90 degrees, feet flat on the floor, a little gap in the feet, and then Dolly's sitting up tall, ever so slightly coming forwards. So she's starting to get a little bit of weight through those feet from sitting. So we're sort of perched sitting rather than sitting back. We're sitting up and forwards a little bit. So the angle of your leg will naturally take your Dolly slightly forwards, and that's good because we want to get some weight down through those feet. So knees bent, feet flat. Okay, leaning slightly forwards, and we've got our toys up here. So we want to get Dolly's interest in what's up here. So what I'm looking for Dolly to do is start to reach with those hands and bring and put them up on the sofa, kind of like this. Okay, now from there, give as much help or as little help as you can. Some children, just getting those hands forward will be enough for them to then push up and tall and stand. Others will need a little bit more help, which is fine. What I would do is put hands at the front of the knees, trying to keep that little gap and just support the knees to stay straight. Okay, I'm gonna lean my body forward, and I maybe do like a little bit of a ready, steady, up, 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 up. Okay, so I might hold just underneath Dolly's arm, but not so that they're hanging on my arm, but maybe just a little help at the front here. One hand over the knees, and we go ready, steady, up, 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 up. When Dolly comes up to standing, I'm going to high kneel a little bit so my body's quite straight too. I'm going to use my knees to keep those feet together and keep those knees together. I might need to put my hand on the front of Dolly's knee to help keep her legs straight, and then I'm going to look for Dolly to prop forwards and keep her hands on the sofa and be looking to reach for the toy and stand up nice and tall. Give as much or as little support as what you need to. From there, to come back down, what you're looking for is the knees to bend and the bottom to come backwards. So we don't want to just drop and collapse. If we can, we want to do it nice and slow. So we're from here, we're supporting Dolly to be really tall. We say, come on, let's have a sit down. We go bend and sit. Okay. So have a go at doing perhaps 10 sit to stands to the sofa. So we go, ready, steady, up, 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 tall. A little prompt under the shoulders by the chest if we need to. A little prompt at the knees, up tall. Then we go, bend and sit. Or if Dolly can do more herself, we get those hands forwards. Or maybe just give a little prompt at the bottom of the back or just underneath the hips. Just say, come on, ready, steady, up, 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 up. And Dolly will stand herself. I don't really want her to pull to stand. I want her to push through the legs as much as possible. So if they're really gripping on and just pulling, try and loosen off the grip with the arms and just have them placed for a little bit of balance rather than gripped to pull to stand, because we want the legs to do as much work as what we can. It's not supposed to be an arm workout, it's supposed to be a leg workout. So it's sitting, perch sitting, forwards, a little prop with the hands, ready, steady, up, bend the knees. Sometimes I give children a little flick in the back of the knees just to soften the knees up. We don't want legs to just lock out very straight, or we don't want the knees to hyperextend. So if your children's knees are very bendy and they tend to hyperextend or push their knees back really far, just a little gentle prompt in the back of the knee just to soften them up a little bit would be ideal. Okay, so there we are, nice and tall, bum tucked in, hands forwards, and like I say, practice 10 or so sit to stands. If your Dolly's getting really, really good at that, why not get them to do it from a little chair, if they've got a little chair, or you could do it from your knee. So they could perhaps perch and sit on the end of your knee here, and you put the things up here, encourage hands to come forward and say, ready, come on, up, 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 up. And you can sit to stand from your knee here. Or if they need a little bit more help with foot placement, if once we come up to standing the legs go really wide, or they perhaps go up on tiptoes, I might bring them here, and that will just help keep the feet still, because I'm using my legs to keep the legs still. She's sitting on my knee here. We'll bring the hands forward, ready, steady, up, 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 up. And little prompt in the back of the knees to come down. And from here, we can practice and work on sit to stand, sit to stand, sit to stand. It's going to be great. It's a really good transitional movement. It's really functional. We're working on pushing the hips forward, working the hips, working those knees, keeping flat feet and coming up nice and tall. So we can practice this as many times as you like in any of those different positions to do sit to stand. Once we are standing to the sofa and you've practiced your sit to stands, let's stand for a little bit longer. Let's get hands propping forwards. Okay, what I'm looking to do is provide as little support as what's possibly needed at this point. So I might need to just hold the knees a little bit at the front, or I might need to just hold the hips a little bit like this, just to keep Dolly in the middle. What I want to see is feet stay flat, legs are all in line, feet, knees, hips, back straight, bottom tucked in, a little bit of propping. Okay, if I can let go and hold Dolly and Dolly can hold herself there, great. Even if Dolly's leaning a lot to start with, perhaps they're leaning fully like this, but they've got their feet down and their legs fairly straight. I don't mind that too much to start with, but what we want to start to do is bring Dolly up and hands down and then a little bit away. So ideally you want to be able to get your hands in at the front here. So there's a little bit of separation. My Dolly's floating because she's got little legs, but imagine feet flat on the floor. A little bit of a prop with hands, a little bit of separation here, straight back, bum tucked in. That would be better. But if Dolly's leaning, to start with. That's okay. That's how children will start, and then as you progress, bring them back a little bit, get a little bit of separation so you can get your hand in, see how long she can keep that position without then leaning on. And then once she leans on, bring her back again, get that bit of separation, standing tall, and we're playing in this position as much as we can. Once we start to get a little bit of separation and we're propping with our hands, okay, what would be really nice to work on then is releasing one hand to play. You can start by doing it in front. So I do really like books because it's really good to get to let go of one hand to turn the page and look at the book. Okay, then release one hand, turn the page. Okay, once she's got really good at doing that in front, so what you can do is you can get toys up and we're reaching up. What I would then want to start to try and see is a little bit of rotation and Dolly reaching a little bit away. So she's standing tall, she's propping with one hand, there's a little gap if possible, or preferably a little gap, and then we're looking for her to reach around, reach for a toy, get it and take it back. Okay, so I'm just going to show you with me kneeling to the sofa so you get a little bit more of an idea. So imagine this is me standing, feet, knees, hips in line, little bit of a prop. If we start here, okay, that's fine, just work to bring those hands back, little bit of a gap, nice and tall. Okay, support the hips a little bit if you need to, support the knees a little bit if you need to, but try and stand with a bit of separation. We want a little bend in the knee or soft knees, not really extended knees. Now from there we're working on letting go with one hand to play and letting go with one hand to reach. Okay, so do it over both sides. We're letting go with one hand to reach. If if they're starting to get really confident, they might step their foot out to reach a little bit like this, but that's quite advanced level. But if we're just working on standing balance, start to just get a little bit of reach behind, a little bit of reach up, a little bit of reach to the side, over both sides. So what we're starting to get then is a little bit of weight transfer from the weight from one leg to the other. So we're not fixed in standing, we can stand, we can balance, and we're starting to be a little bit dynamic now. We're starting to shift our weight, we're trying to keep our balance. Stay and work in that position for a little while. Do as much reaching, rotating, building, stacking, read a book, turning the pages as what you can. Perhaps do 5 minutes or so. Then what we probably want to do, if we're getting really good at shifting and reaching, we might want to start to try and work on a little bit of cruising. Okay, so if we're standing tall to the sofa, we're getting really good at a little bit of separation. We're propping with our hands. We can let go with one hand to reach and twist. We're standing tall. Okay, what I'm then going to do is I'm going to move Dolly's book out the way to the side. So I'm going to move it down the sofa to that side, and I'm going to encourage her to go and get it. So I don't want to see her just throw herself over or lean on the sofa and just try and reach. Okay, we want the legs to move. We're going to try and do a bit of cruising. So we're going to do it facilitated to start with. And what I would like to do is, as we're standing, we're going to hold the hips and we're going to shift the weight from one leg to the other. So we might just give Dolly a feel of shifting the weight from side to side. We're going to go rock, rock, rock. We're going to put our weight on one leg, and then we're going to go, I might need to move the foot to start with, so a little bend, step to the side. So we go side, then shift the weight onto the other leg, together. So whichever leg you're stepping with, put the weight on the other one. So at Dolly here, I'm going to shift the weight onto her right leg. I'm going to help her step to the side with the left, and then I'm going to shift the weight over to the left, step together with the right. Side, together, side, together. Okay, and we'll do the same coming back. So shift weight onto the left, step with the right, together, shift the weight onto the left, step with the right, shift weight onto the right, step with the left, side, together, side, together. So we're shifting the weight from hip to hip. Let me perhaps show you from the front so you might be able to see a little bit better. So we're standing tall to the sofa, shift onto the left, step with the right, shift onto the right, step with the left. I mean, what I would like to do is not have to facilitate the step. If I shift the weight and hold, the toy's over there and Dolly wants to get to it, shift the weight onto the right, say, come on, step, 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 step to the side, nice big step, shift the weight across, step together, side, together. So shifting the weight from leg to leg. You can do that just in standing to start with, holding onto the hips and just shift, 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 rock, 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 side together, side together, side, side, side. And there we go, side, together, side, together. And you know, to take things, put them on one side of the sofa, cruise along, take things, put things onto the other side of the sofa, cruise along. Just keep that bit of weight shift. Nice, we're looking for side, you know, nice side together, step side together. I mean, some children might turn side on and walk across, but that's probably quite advanced level. They're probably getting ready for nearly walking. This program's probably a little bit easy for them. But what we're wanting to work on is weight shift, strengthening the outside of the hips, and working on the weight transfer and cruising along like so. So that is a little bit of a standing balance and cruising program and activities for you to practice and work on at home. Let me know how you get on with them. Let me know how you find them. Leave us a comment. Share it with a friend, like our page so more people can see and benefit from these programs that we've put together. If you want any more help with anything or you need any more advice, don't be afraid to drop us a message and get in touch. But I hope you've enjoyed that and you found it useful. Any questions, let me know, but we'll hopefully see you soon. Thanks, bye.